here now with a mare named Kitty Hawk, and she's a warm blood mare as well. She's had 9 months of training, and so we're a little farther along in the development process. She's working on a little more, starting to learn a little different balance, a little more uphill balance, where we start to transfer some of that weight from the forehand back onto the haunches a little more. So what I'd like to show you to start off with is just a little bit of what we call in-hand work from the ground. And so what we'll do is come right over here and get right along the fence with her, right up along the fence. And I should preface this by saying this is something that one of my mentors, Frank Barnett, taught to me. And it has really helped my dressage horses to take on a more uphill balance. So I will just start out here, and the first thing that I want to do with Kitty while she's standing here, I've got my inside rein in my left hand, outside rein in my right hand. I am just going to pick up kind of even on both reins and just kind of start to squeeze my left rein, and all I want to see is for her to just start to flex her jaw right there, right at the end of her neck. Good. And start to work her jaw like that. That's good. So my outside rein is going to be stabilizing this cervical part of her neck. I want to keep this part really straight, so I don't want her to bend left or right here. I just want to get that flexion right here in her jaw. Just that much to the left. Good girl. Okay. So we can flex at a standstill, and I can even come here and support that a little bit. Good. And then we're going to take that into the walk. So I've got the fence on the outside, I'm going to keep her hind end on that outside track and start to bring her front end to the inside track just a little bit. And we're just walking. So again, I'm tracking in first position. I want her inside hind tracking between the two front feet. And then we're going to sweep out the corner with her haunches as she comes through. Trying to keep that flexion just in the jaw. Just in the jaw, and if she leans, I might have to do some squeezing with my reins. So now she's getting a little resistant there, so I'm going to stop, get this flexion back where I need it, and then continue. Continue. Good. Good. So first of all is just getting that positioning at the walk. I'm going to come down here and change directions. And we'll try the same thing now on the other rein. Okay, so we'll get her right up along the fence. Whoops. First thing I'll do is just from a halt, we'll get that right jaw flexion, make sure that's working. Good. And then walk. So I'm trying to track in first position with that right hind now up between the two front feet. And as we come through the corner, I'm going to think about trying to sweep out that corner and have her take a larger step behind. Good. And then we're going to think about maybe a little trot here. Good, good, good. So this is hard for a horse to learn the balance at first. They normally trot in a lot bigger, longer stride than that. And so they really have to learn how to come up and down with their legs instead of pushing so much forward. So she's having to lift this lower part of her neck and carry a little more weight back on her haunches in order to do this type of a trot. So we call this a little trot. Eventually this will turn into more of a passage type trot. It's a little more elevation than it is going straight forward. So here we come here, get the positioning that we want. I'll ask her to pick up that little trot. And sweep out the corner. Come on. Good. All right. Good. And we won't go too far. When she gives me a couple steps of that little trot in a pretty good balance and a pretty good shape, then I'll let her walk. We'll turn around. And set that up again on the right rein. I have to learn how to walk backwards, and this really allows me to get a good visual of what's going on, because I can see that hind foot, I can see what's going on with her jaw. Good. Good, so that was a good start. I'll let her walk through the corner and looking for a couple of even, consistent steps here. Hey, good, good. So I had to turn up the volume there a little bit to get her attention with my whip on the croup, and that's fine. A tap or two that's firmer is better than just letting her go along and kind of half-heartedly not really pick up her legs and trot. So now I'll ask nicely this way and see if she can get into that two beat trot rhythm just off my cluck. If not, then I'll come back and tap. Good, good, all right, that's good. Then we'll walk. We'll set that up again. Walk, Now she's trotting before I cluck, which is better than not. That's fine. So that's some of the basics of the in-hand work. It gets a little more advanced from there, but that's where I like to start. And that helps with, when I get on her back, the adjustability of the trot. So we can go from a big extended trot, which she does pretty naturally, and then bring it back to more of a up and down, smaller trot like that. So we're going to be really working on adjustability and changing the balance with her, and starting to do the same sorts of things in the canter. Let her move out and then bring it back to a more upright type of a canter. That's the in-hand work. We'll go ahead and get saddled up, mounted up, and see what we've got from her back.